Coming up on News 2, the chikungunya fight continues. Commissioner of Health noted that the Department of Health continues to empower the territory through public education and outreach campaign to fight the bite. Plus, Governor Jongh voiced concern on the issue of negotiating a timely contract for health insurance coverage for active government employees. Details. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast tonight, health officials are continuing to push education as a way to help the public defend against the chikungunya virus and other mosquito-spread diseases. But now they want the community to be aware of other dangers that might come from protecting against the insects. News2's Erica Parsons has the story.
The number of new cases of chikungunya is still growing. Health officials have been spreading the message of protection against the mosquito-borne illness in communities and through the media.
Chikungunya is just one of the many hills we're going to have to climb, and we want to make sure that we engage the public.
The Aedes aegypti mosquito responsible for spreading chikungunya lives indoors, and officials warn residents to protect themselves.
Some of that protection is actually going to start within your home again with the mosquito control, turning over buckets and any other type of man-made containers that would hold the type of water, clean, beautiful water, that these mosquitoes need to grow.
Experts say mosquitoes can drop hundreds of eggs in just this small amount of water contained in this bottle cap, and that's why they're recommending larviciding in and around your home. But now there's a new cause for concern.
We definitely want to make sure that we safeguard everyone's health, beyond chikungunya, even to being exposed to certain toxins that are in pesticides.
When you spray in and around your home, carefully follow the directions and make sure it's properly ventilated before you enter.
We want to make sure that the droplets don't get onto countertops and that pantries are safeguarded when you do internal fogging and bombing, and all the other products that are out there that can kill the adult mosquitoes are very dangerous if you ingest them. So make sure that you read the labeling. We also need to know what those dangers are so that we can safeguard ourselves and our family. Even with our repellents, such as, we need 25% or more DEET. We want to make sure that those are appropriate for children, depending on their ages.
On Friday, nursing students and members of the public also attended Fight the Bite training to share with others how to stop the spread of chikungunya. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Now, insect repellents and other products to fight chikungunya can be found in local hardware stores. Residents can also go to the Department of Health's website to find more resources on the Fight the Bite campaign and stopping the spread of chikungunya. Government workers could face a lapse in health insurance coverage if a contract isn't negotiated for the government policy that expires September 30th. The governor says the government's health insurance board has not given him a contract to review or execute, and time is running out.
No one wants to put that coverage at risk. If anything, health insurance is one of the major areas that we need to preserve as much as we possibly can, and something we've extremely dedicated to, as shown by our recent submission of some legislation to deal with our health facilities, Louis Schneider, and also our Medicaid program overall. But again, the fact of the matter is we've not received it, and what the board is proposing far exceeds what we're able to afford this year. And we've been very clear with them that while we adhere to having the best plan available for government employees and their dependents, and under no circumstances want to put their health care at risk, the ability to pay is something that we can't separate. They can't go and negotiate a contract that completely ignores the financial realities.
In other news, U.S. justice officials and the federal monitoring team for Golden Grove Prison noted improvements during a visit this week. The compliance monitor noted that there was better security and safety, improvements in the medical and mental health areas, and in training. There were gains in both the staffing and overall procedures for the two. However, a motion granted by the district court said the Bureau of Corrections is still non-compliant, but they will get help from the federal government in drafting some of the required policies. 2 women are lucky to have their belongings back after an armed robbery Wednesday night. St. Croix police were called to Queen Cross Street in Christiansted around 10:30. According to witnesses, 2 men robbed the 2 ladies of their bags and other personal items while they were putting stuff in the trunk of their car.
The victim and the suspect struggled for the bag, but the suspect grabbed the bag and began running. Some concerned citizens ran after the suspect and were able to retrieve one of the bags he stole. While that suspect ran, concerned citizens detained another male individual who was in the immediate area of the robbery until police arrived. Officers canvassed the area and were able to retrieve the rest of the stolen items. Police are still searching for the suspect who ran.
Crime Stoppers USVI thanks you for making a difference. They remind you, if your tip leads to an arrest or the recovery of stolen property, illegal drugs, or weapons, you will receive a cash reward to be paid according to your instructions. On St. John on September 4th, 2014, a man reported that on August 19th, he had secured his dinghy in his driveway and returned to town to find it missing. The dinghy, orange in color, was about 12 feet in length. The model is a 2012 Carib MC-12 and was a company-owned boat. Meanwhile, on St. Thomas on Thursday, August 14th at 9:36 p.m., while in the area of Mushins Market and St. Peter and Paul Cathedral of Comprinson's Gata, a victim was robbed by a masked male at gunpoint. The victim's cell phone, valued over $100, was taken. Now, these crimes could easily have happened to you. Crime Stoppers remind you to call if you have any information about these or any other crimes. You can log on to www.crimestoppersusvi.org, or you can call 1-800-222-8477. You can also text USVI plus your message to crimes at 274-637. The Women's Coalition and Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Council honored the memory of murder victims on Thursday. Organizers marked the national remembrance with art therapy to help heal children and adults who lost loved ones to violence.
This year it was dedicated to children, and we were hoping that parents would bring out their children so that we can give children a chance to grieve and talk about their loss for the murder victims that they're lost. The attendance was really low. Maybe the rain ran people out, but I was really hoping that they would show up. I mean, we were getting calls all day in the office, but I don't know what happened. I know that we're going to continue to do the National Day for murder victims because I think it's important for this community.
Now, meanwhile, as we reported on St. Thomas, compliments of the Family Resource Center, residents on St. Thomas also gathered at 5:30 p.m. on the waterfront apron in honor of loved ones lost to violence. A release of balloons was planned. Many wore red and black, the official colors to signify National Day of Remembrance for Murdered Victims. The Family Resource Center is a private nonprofit agency incorporated to establish a counseling program and shelter for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. The Law Enforcement Planning Commission and Inter-Island Parent Coalition for Change and the VI Night Out Committee is presenting VI Night Out, an initiative to discourage the use of violence and drugs. Now, this evening, it began at the Emancipation Garden. It's spiritual night. On Saturday, there's a march from Emil Griffith to Emancipation Garden from 5 p.m. And then on Monday, September 29th, the Hands Locked for Peace at 5:45 p.m. across from the Fort Christian parking lot. There will be live entertainment, prevention programs, and bouncers for the young ones. It's a family affair to promote peace. And don't forget the drug take-back. A bin is presently set up at the Sugar State Post Office here in St. Thomas. Here's more.
Drop it into the bin, and we'll take it and we incinerate it. Now, this is a safe and effective way of removing drugs from your medicine cabinet or from your home, and obviously it keeps it out of where we don't want it to go, and that is into children's hands or animals or other people that could possibly abuse it, such as selling it for profit. And that is the main reason why we do this. I want to say it was around 50 to 60 pounds what we got last year. And that's pretty significant for the island. I think that was the biggest year we'd had here on St. Thomas. So we obviously would like to beat that this year. But at the same time, we'd like to just be able to whether it be less, more, whatever it may be, we just want the people, the public to know that this is a way of doing something completely free, and you're doing a public service when you do this. So it's a way, a safe and effective way that everybody in the public can do something good for our environment and the public at large.
And turning our attention overseas, more countries, including Denmark and the Netherlands, are coming up on News 2. The recent 30 and 30 challenge on September 13th was a success, with plenty of volunteers who walked the pubs from Yacht Haven Grand to the greenhouse. Some dogs were adopted and others fostered, but the challenge is still on, and these puppies' last day could be Tuesday, September 30th. The controversial Dolphins facility is projected to add at least 25 jobs and some $4 million in annual revenues to the territory, but those opposed say captive dolphin shows is a dying trend. It's already banned in countries like India, Hungary, and Costa Rica, and could lead to a boycott by eco-conscious tourists if it's built on St. Thomas. Coral World says they're not capturing animals from the wild. They're bringing in dolphins already born in captivity. Many had the opportunity to voice their concerns during a public hearing held on Thursday night. We will have more on the Dolphinarium hearing next week. Well, the first in a series of forum for the 2017 Centennial is coming up this weekend. The Centennial Commission has been established for the 100th anniversary in 2017 of the transfer of the Danish West Indies to the United States. March 31st of every year is recognized as the official transfer day in the USVI, and ceremonies have been held since 1917. Now, this Saturday, September 28th, from 1 p.m. to 3 at the Earl B. Otley Legislative Hall, it's the first. Then Saturday, October 4th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the next at the Legislative Hall on St. John. Also Saturday, November 8th, from 1 to 3 at the Fritz Loetz Legislative Hall in Frederiksted, St. Croix is the third one. YWCA USVI is ready for the exciting event coming up this weekend from September 26th to the 28th. For you to be part of the Daughters of Divine Destiny Embracing the Possibilities weekend with teen entrepreneur and CEO of Liana's Inc., Miss Liana Archer, who at 9 years old started her very own business and was, until then, the youngest person to open the NASDAQ. Today, at 18 years of age, Liana, who is Haitian, is running a successful enterprise that yields over $500,000 in revenue per year. The YWCA of Haiti was also invited to the territory to welcome Liana to St. Thomas. Her reception is presently underway in honor of Liana at Government House on St. Thomas. Congratulations to Virgin Islanders Junia Washington and Serena Buganu, the top winners in the 2014 Congressional Black Caucus Spouses Essay Contest and Issue Forum. They were both honored on Thursday during the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation's Legislative Conference. Washington and Buganu took first and second place, respectively, on that contest, which focused on the topic of cyberbullying. Delegate to Congress Donna Christensen attended a luncheon in honor of the winners. Washington is a senior at VI Montessori School on St. Thomas, and Buganu is a junior at the Good Hope Country Day School on St. Croix. Washington received a $1,000 scholarship award and Buganu a $750 scholarship award. Both also received a laptop and a tablet. Hispanic heritage and culture are both being celebrated this month and next across the nation and locally. The VI also celebrates the long-standing friendship between Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands in October. This year, it's the 50th anniversary of VI PR Friendship Day. Events will kick off with a Thanksgiving church service this Sunday, September 28th. It'll be held at the Iglesia Sol de Justicia in Castle Coquille at 10 a.m. on Sunday, October 5th. Will be the Fiesta in El Bate. That's the big family fun day at the Amapavi Ballpark on the Hovenza Road, and that's from noon to 5. Fans of the Emmy Award-winning CBS series The Amazing Race will be happy to know that an all-new hour-long episode is coming up, but even more excited because the focus is on St. Thomas. Now, it will air nationally tonight at 8 p.m. The season premiere positions St. Thomas and the USVI as an easily accessible tropical escape full of adventure and culture. The film office of the USVI Department of Tourism worked closely with the show's production team. More than $400,000 was spent on the island, and it employed 90 local crew members. 8 million potential travelers will view the reality show that follows the Journey teams competing against each other for $1 million. Get ready for the 3rd annual Walk for Wishes 5K walk, which will be held on Saturday, September 27th at Yacht Haven. Registration is at 7, race begins at 8. The Walk for Wishes is open to all ages, individuals or groups, all walking to raise funds in order to grant wishes to children living with life-threatening illnesses. Now, the course has been changed a bit this year. The race begins next to the Gucci store in Yacht Haven and continues on through the backside of the Yacht Haven Grand or onto Veterans Drive. The turnaround will be at the stoplight at the end of the seaplane terminal, back to Yacht Haven Grand, where eventually he will race to the end.
We have K Victoria, and we have so many others.
The recent 30 in 30 challenge on September 13th was a huge success. Now, there are still 10 sweet animals that will have to be put down if they are not adopted or fostered. You can see Pugsley, Barbed, Ginger, and all the other at-risk dogs on the Humane Society's website or their Facebook page. The Humane Society is also teaming up with the Make-A-Wish Foundation for the 3rd annual 5K dog walk. Now, volunteer dog walkers should meet at the Humane Society campus at 7 a.m. and can pre-register. And a few of those looking for a home dropped by our News2 studio.
We have 4 little puppies. These guys are approximately 10 weeks old. They've had their first batch of puppy shots. They're getting ready to have their second batch of puppy shots. So they will be ready for fostering or adoption, whichever you prefer. If you could help us out, we are inundated with puppies again. So if you can come on down, check them out. They're up for adoption. And as always, please spay and neuter your pets. If you need help with that, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you in any way that we can.
And they were cute. Be sure to stick around. Your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.